So this is a float switch. What is a float switch actually? Float switch is a sensor which helps us to detect the level of the liquid in a water tank, high or low. And this sensor can be connected to an pump, valve or an alarm, from which we can activate or deactivate the system according to our needs with the reference of the water level or liquid level in the tank. So when we unbox this, we will find a float switch with a cable length that is 10 meter. We can change it according to our need. And this yellow part is a counterweight which helps this float switch to stay float for the particular high or low position. And at last we have an instruction manual where we can find the technical data, installation procedure and the drawing for this. So by a visual inspection we can find three wires in the cable of the float switch. So one should be common, one should be NC, and other should be NO. So these are the basic principle of the limit switch or any float switch. And when we come to the drawing, we can see, so this is the drawing. So we have a common here. Common is, which one is black color, where we give phase, and NC is brown and NO is blue. So these are the condition when the float switch is in the standard position. Okay, so first we will check the float switch as per the drawing. So this is common, black, and brown is NC. So I have connected one probe with the brown and one probe with the black. We need a multimeter. I will set in the ohms. So at normal position, brown should be NC. So this is the normal position. When the float rises, when the level in the water tank rises, the float will be like this. So this is the normal standard position. So as soon as I drop this, it will become NO. So when the float comes down, this will become NO. When the float rises, it will become NC. So at the same time, if we check the ohms between black, common and blue, so the float down position is blue becomes NC. As soon as it rises, it will become NO. NC, NO. So from this we can take this NC or NO to start a pump, to stop a pump, or to get an alarm for the system, or to open a valve, to close a valve. So like this we use this float switch in the system. Now what is inside this float switch and how this float switch works, now we will see. So we have an exposed float switch. So you can see clearly what is inside the float switch. So you have a limit switch, one lever which activates the limit switch here, and one metal ball. So this sound you hear is of this metal ball. So this limit switch you can also call a micro switch. So this has three terminals. One is common, one NC or one NO. So now let's see how it works. See, when the float is in down position like this, the metal ball, this metal ball came from up to down, and it activated this lever, which in turn this lever activated this limit switch. So from common to one point we will get NC. So we need a multimeter. We'll keep in ohms mode, continuity mode. So See, when the ball is in down position or the float is in down, this will activate this lever, this will push this lever, and this lever will push the limit switch or activate the limit switch, so that we will get continuity between the common and the NC point on the standard position. Now as soon as the float rises or the water in the tank rises, this float will come in upward direction and it will like this, go like this, and the ball will come to this position. So see, and the NC becomes a no. So there is no continuity between the blue and the green wire. Let's see with the rough diagram how the float switch works